welcome to Foxon Media Digital. My name is Okako. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Ankush Zutshi, Global Head of Corporate Actions at S&P Global Market Intelligence. Hi, Ankush. It's great to have you on our channel.
Hey, Okako, it's great to be here.
So before we get started, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and the work that you do?
I'm Ankush Zutshi. I head the corporate actions business at S&P Global Market Intelligence, where I'm responsible for commercial product and growth strategy of our corporate action solutions that entail a set of managed data services and enterprise technology solutions.
So let's jump right in. Ankush, what are some of the core issues at the heart of the corporate actions problem that are driving asset managers to push for transformation in their operating models?
Thanks, Okako. That's an interesting question. Corporate actions any day of the week are one of the most risky processes in the investment operations area. And as many operations people would say, you're only as good as your last corporate action. But if you really look at it, they actually start with a legal document from a issuer describing a complex transaction with different markets having different practices around them. So a lot is subject to correct interpretation, and a lot of capital market firms, including custodians, data providers, exchanges, they interpret them differently. And for an asset manager, the complexity and effort involved in sourcing and interpreting and comparing corporate action information to ensure accuracy and timeliness is very high. Information is often incomplete, incorrect, late, lack of harmonization, um, such that 46% of even data getting to corporate action data getting to asset managers is entirely manual, and there is lack of consistency, ambiguity that can create significant challenges, right, for the asset managers as their custodians are treating these corporate actions differently. So what does it lead to is overloaded teams having to manually verify and research events. That slows down the processing, increase the costs for them for all this manual reconciliation, and that introduces a lot of risk because corporate actions inherently are risky. It involves some decisions that have to be done within a deadline, sometimes critical investment decisions, and that could impede the portfolio performance if the investment decisions are disadvantageous, uh, because the asset managers have to take the decision before the market moves against them in a complex corporate action. And it can lead to problems in other areas, trading, payments. If the positions are not correct, if the payments to the portfolio holders are not correct, can lead to problems in pricing, can lead to problem in reconciliation. So it can cause a lot of problem downstream in different areas as well. Even reference data, it could lead to incorrect reference data and issues surrounding that as well. So overall, they can have a big detrimental impact to the asset managers' portfolios.
And how that the corporate action solutions from S&P Global Market Intelligence help asset managers to address these challenges?
Yeah. So corporate actions, as I described, there's a big inherent data challenge, but also the whole processing of corporate actions from an operational perspective is quite manual. It's laden with risks. It's being done using suboptimal systems at many places that are not purpose built for corporate actions, and it involves a lot of different touch points and data flows between different areas, different systems, which further adds to the complexity. So leading to risk of manual errors, missing deadlines, etc. So what S&P Global Market Intelligence does is it brings to market a unique corporate action solution that combines the power of an enterprise technology platform and a data managed service that really provides an end-to-end solution for the whole corporate action operational workflow and helps transform that workflow and solve all these challenges. So we have a data managed service where we help solve the problem of implementing this difficult and error-prone process that I talked about of validating corporate action information data from different sources, making sure that information is correct and it's golden, because that really is the core for the rest of the process. But we do that process as an extension of our customers' teams, but we do that in a mutualized fashion. and that reduces the burden on operations team, enabling a scalable operating model. And we leverage a global footprint of corporate actions experts who have deep domain market, local language expertise. We have a robust data sourcing strategy covering 200 plus sources for different markets and all kinds of asset classes, modern technologies to ingest and process this information. And that strength enables us to process corporate actions of over 3 million plus assets, including equities, fixed income, and structured products across 160 different markets. And our technology platform, which then takes in the data from our managed service, it supports the automation and streamlining of this complex deadline-driven downstream corporate actions process, but through a risk and exception management-driven model, which provides oversight and transparency into the event lifecycle, cutting down these risk of errors and cutting down the effort spent with the operations staff. And it can integrate data from multiple sources, automate the data validation, exception handling, support the whole lifecycle, covering announcements, positions, client notifications, investment decisions, elections, payments, and all of that. And we have automated alerts, notifications, informing stakeholders about critical milestones in the life cycle, prompting decision making, reducing the risk of all these missed opportunities. So with a golden validated data and a real-time workflow and risk monitoring tool, it really helps streamline the end-to-end process of corporate action for the asset managers.
And what are some of the trends that you've observed in the corporate action space that will help shape the future, particularly in relation to adoption of technology and managed services?
Yeah, I think it's becoming important to scale when we look at corporate actions. In our own corporate action service, we are observing a significant increase. We observed 35 million corporate actions in 2023, which is an increase from 2022. We have seen in last 5 years corporate actions grow by 40%, with almost 330,000 complex events. Our own service in this quarter published as much as 9.7 million corporate actions, and regionally also we are seeing significant. In US, we are seeing 70% year-on-year increase in reverse stock splits, and UK a 50% increase in tender offers and exchanges. Similarly, in other capital markets like APAC, China, we are seeing 20% increase in mergers and acquisitions. All these are corporate actions, and when the volume is increasing, we have other challenges where 31% events are where agent actually needs to correct the information. It is not as per the prospectus, and that figure is also increasing, and that affects the asset managers. We are seeing areas where critical fields are not available, and there's an increase in that as well. So all these is increasing the problem for the asset managers. So that's one trend, right? It's the increase in the volume. Then there is increase in the complexity of corporate actions as well. The issuers are getting very creative, particularly from a tax perspective, and making it more appealing to the investors. You see more complexity and options being added to corporate events to maximize returns for different profiles of global investors. Even a simple dividend can become challenging. And then you're looking at the asset class and investment strategies of asset managers, strategies like long short, and their increasing focus on alternative investments, and more exposure to complex derivative instruments like CFD, swaps, and structured products. They also present unique challenges to their holders in data mapping and in corporate actions processing. So with all these trends, I think in future there's a need for solutions that can help the asset managers scale and also process more complex asset classes and more complex corporate actions, for which they would need solutions like S&P Global Market Intelligence corporate action solution.
And lastly, what are the key enhancements that you have planned for further development of your solution over the next years?
Sure, I think we have some exciting enhancements in line with the trends we just talked about, so that we are ready for the future to service our asset manager clients. So we are continuously enhancing the support of complex asset classes in our technology solution, being able to handle the unique challenges using an asset class agnostic framework in our technology solution, cover things like CFDs, swaps, baskets, and more complex derivatives. We have also seen that global investors receiving dividend and interest income from cross-border investments, they face high level of withholding tax, and not everybody is able to claim refunds. So, and reclaiming these taxes can be daunting. A lot of money is left on the table. So what we are doing is also providing a reclaim service through a partnership to provide a seamless end-to-end workflow for our customers and helping them maximize returns on foreign investments in their portfolio while reducing all the manual and redundant tasks and optimizing the efficiency. Uh, we have some AI-based initiatives that we are working on right now, like AI-based data conflict resolution in our technology that can help operations user improve the operational efficiency. And on our data service, we are looking at newer services to give derivative information across 155 plus exchanges, provide some key data points on derivatives that are more difficult to source and not standard. We are looking at augmenting tax information around European funds, around different sections of IRS tax, like 302, 304. So incorporating all the tax information in our corporate action information will help our customers apply the right tax treatment to the corporate actions. And then we are also providing some corporate action infused reference data services covering security data changes and cash flows on fixed income structured securities.
Well, thank you, Ankush. It's been great to have you on your channel.
Thanks, Okaku. It was great talking to you.
Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to follow our YouTube channel for more content on all the latest opportunities and challenges in asset management, wealth management, and ESG. And don't forget to give this interview a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.